Hi, my name's Andrew Fogden, and as part of my application for the property manager role, this is my video presentation for the 3 questions that you submitted. So without further ado, I'll jump straight into question 1. I'm managing several properties and one of them has a same-day changeover where the cleaner has called in sick. How would I handle this situation to make sure the property is ready on time? Well, you've probably seen from my CV that my background is logistics, overnight parcel deliveries, same day courier, that kind of thing. And I guess in this situation, the priority is always to ensure that the property is cleaned. In the same way as in logistics, the priority is always to make sure that the delivery is achieved on time. So, with a cleaner who's called in sick, I'd obviously have to make sure that there is a plan B, and that plan B would be checking availability of other cleaners in the area to see if they can fit this additional clean into their schedule, and then obviously trying to work it so that it does fit into their day. If that wasn't an option, I would go to a third-party cleaner to see what availability they have. I'm sure in the same way that logistics agencies use driver agencies, subcontractors, that kind of thing, there's probably a local database that Travel Chapter have of third-party cleaners that they can call upon. So that would be second option. And then the final option, bear in mind that the clean has to happen, whatever, would be go and do it myself, or is somebody else from the office available to go and do it? That would obviously be the last port of call, if you like. But as I said right at the outset, the priority is clearly to make sure that the property is cleaned. Question 2. The changeovers often involve multiple people, cleaners, maintenance teams, guests or homeowners. How do I make sure everyone is aligned and the process runs smoothly? Well, we've got a deadline that the priority is that all work has to be completed by 4 p.m, 5 p.m. when the new guests are scheduled to arrive. So clearly, if multiple people are involved, each needs to be given a time that they should be attending the site. And I guess the priority would be to make sure that the cleaners go in last, because the presentation and the cleanliness of the property is going to be of paramount importance to the guest. The guest is, in logistics, and I guess it's the same in your industry. You don't get too many opportunities to let down a customer. You know, the worst thing you can get is a negative online review, because that affects other people who might want to be looking to book holidays. It's going to be a direct impact on the revenues of the business. So cleanliness is, so making sure that in summary, that every agency does their little bit, but the cleaner is the final one to go in. Finally, question 3, what steps would I take to make sure that each property is presented to a high standard after every changeover? How would I deal with feedback if something was missed? Well, clearly everybody has to be accountable for the jobs that they do. I've always found in logistics the best operations that I've managed are where I'm managing a process, a proper, clearly defined process. When I was at FedEx, we had everything engineered down to an absolute T, and it generally worked really, really well. So as a morning operations manager, I'd be managing a process as much as managing the people that are there. So I don't see any reason why the cleaning can't be done similar, using a similar process. So every property would have a checklist. It would be unique to that property, and that checklist would have to be completed by the cleaner after every clean. The sort of areas we'd be looking at would be that cleanliness is the main one. So that dusting, hoovering, mopping, sanitisation have all been done. Linens where they need to be changed over have been changed over, and there's a tick box for every new fresh set of linen that goes on. All the amenities such as loo rolls, soaps, etc. have been fully restocked. All the appliances, and I'm guessing primarily that's lounge and kitchen, would be tested to make sure they work and that they're fully functioning. All the furniture is in good condition, cleaned and properly arranged. All the decor is in good repair, so pictures, lamps, rugs, etc. Outdoor areas, if applicable, would be well maintained. If there's a welcome pack, and I think most properties probably do feature a welcome pack now, that's full and complete, and every item on the checklist is within it. And if it's practical, in the same way that a delivery courier now routinely takes a photograph of the delivery, of the box or the package, the delivery at the delivery location, maybe get some photos of each clean, so there's a proper documented database that clean has been achieved. In terms of the complaints, clearly every complaint needs to be investigated and swiftly put right, which will mean a same-day rectification. The last thing you want is a guest having to wait 24 hours, 48 hours for a clean to take place. Individual operatives, as I said earlier, would need to be held accountable. They must return the signed checklist for every clean at every property. I would certainly hold investigative meetings with each operator following every complaint, document that meeting, and if there's repeat actions, consider more formal action. I'm fairly well versed in using performance improvement plans and investing time in people to ensure that standards are maintained and the service provided is exemplary. As I said earlier, in the courier industry, you don't get too many opportunities to let down customers before they take their custom elsewhere. And that's the same sort of principles that I would be applying in this role for properties. I trust that answers the questions, and I look forward to hopefully meeting up with you soon and explaining a little bit more about me in more detail. Thank you.